There's something about the scenery in Sonic games that really like puts into perspective how beautiful the life that certain people live within the universe is. Areas that people want to protect, the places that you could go. As Sonic says, the world is literally your oyster. You can go anywhere at any time, no matter what, and still find enjoyment in what he's doing. Today, I kind of just wanted to talk about what it would feel like to be somebody who's fast as a Mobian. Maybe not Sonic fast, but somebody who's adventurous, somebody who just wants to explore, to run, to protect. Someone kind of like Sonic, but not really. Imagine going on a mad dash, right? You start off, say, Green Hill Zone, right? Your environment, luscious green grass, your dirt pattern, crazy looking skies. Everything just looks so beautiful. When you run, you decide to stop to catch your breath, and there's a nearby chili dog stand. At the chili dog stand, there's a small line, but not large enough for you to think you're wasting your time. So you wait, get your chili dog, and all of a sudden a bluebird blows by. Money down, bluebird gone, you know the drift. As you eat, you begin to look around, enjoy the scenery. Although you're by yourself, you wish that maybe you had someone to share it with. And the sounds that you hear, they're ethereal in a way. The rushing water, the wind blowing on the trees, chatter happening behind you. Straight peace, to be honest. Maybe 10-15 minutes pass by and you begin to get up and get back on your run. You spend a lot of time admiring the scenery, taking a look at the flickies interacting, other Mobians interacting, people of all sorts just chilling together. As you run or prepare to run, you get stopped. Apparently the shop clerk liked your manners, interaction, conversation. Ended up giving you a free chili dog for your trouble. You thank the clerk and you get on your way. Your next stop, you don't even know, but you just want to keep going. It's been your first time in a long time with time to yourself. So the next place you attend, it happens to be Studiopolis Zone. You've heard about it in tales, but you've never seen the cityscape in person. It's generational. Genuinely, the lights, the cameras, so much action. Everywhere, shows, robots, people from all places. You thought you saw Rouge. Why would she be here? You thought to yourself. But you didn't pay too much attention to it. You just wanted to go see the scenery. Going from place to place, wall to wall, you kind of begin to realize how colorful this place is. All the city lights, the ambience, this might be the place that you want to live in one day. The music, there's music everywhere. No matter where you go, something is playing and it's always so bouncy. You can't help but dance a little as you run. The more you move, the more likely you are to groove. It's crazy. You can't wrap your head around it. It's just so funky over here. As you run, you begin to stop paying attention and you bump into random civilian. You apologize, but notice the clothing that they have on and begin to ask them questions about locations you could go visit that are nearby. And one of them stood out to you. It's been a while since you went outside. And so you decided to go try and interact with a more hotter environment. He advises you and gives you directions towards the Mirage Saloon. Before Eggman took over, it was a very prosperous place, but due to how frequently it got attacked by Eggman, it did end up losing majority of its user base. And so you took it upon yourself to go over and help out. You knew the drinks were great because you've been there when you were a kid. It was one of the few saloons that was actually good in your eyes. Plus, there was a kids section too. And so adults and kids could be there. And so you then thank the stranger and go on your way, moving at a speed you've never been able to reach before out of pure excitement. Reaching and seeing the desert was two different tasks. Studiopolis was not too far from Mirage, but at the same time, very, very different temperatures. Studiopolis was far more chill, laid back, relaxed. The environment was very different, but the moment you stepped out, you got hit with a ray of straight heat. It was unbearable, but you kept going because the drink was so worth it. You trekked through the sand, making sure not to accidentally cut yourself on the insurmountable amount of cactuses and stray rocks. Though the ground wasn't all too solid, you were still able to find your footing. Until eventually, you needed a drink. So, you decided to stay on the path. After all, it was safer to guarantee yourself getting a drink eventually than to deviate and then get yourself lost. The closer you got, you began to notice different landmarks from your childhood. It's been so long and yet you can still remember some of the area. You knew you were getting closer, but you didn't remember that there was a big bridge that broke down. They still haven't fixed it all these years later. So you weighed your options and thought, what could you possibly do? And then it came to you, just go for it. There was nothing you could do traditionally, but you knew you were a high jumper. And judging by the length of the bridge, you figured you could make it. So you just ran and jumped, and whoop-de-doo, you did it. You made it, but it took a lot of the energy out of you. The energy that you should have used to look around and see that you could have just walked around the gap. But you made it over nonetheless. The dehydration is starting to get to you, and you knew you were on borrowed time. So you kept it pushing the best you could until eventually you saw the sign, the Mirage Saloon. As you attempt to step in, you pass out. Boom, drop right on the floor. But the innkeeper, luckily they were open. You didn't even think to check. But hey, you made it. The innkeeper takes care of you, takes you to a back room in which they keep for people who end up passing out on their way to wherever they're going. Once you wake up, the innkeeper begins to ask you questions. You look awfully familiar to him. Obviously, it's been years. You have a very distinct and recognizable face. So you two chatted up, and as you recover, you begin to explain why you came to the Mirage in the first place, and asked if there was an easier way to get back to the city because it was starting to get late. The clerk says to you, yeah, there is an earlier, better way to get back. See, during a battle with Sonic, Eggman had this train and never took it down. So the community, by the Mirage Saloon, ended up fixing it up and repurposing it. They call it the Desert Railroad. With this new information, you decided to do him a solid. Since you had prior experience working with the Resistance, you could advertise the place, try and get back to where it used to be. The old man says it's here and appreciates the fact that you're willing to do that. So, free drinks. You know damn well when you get home, you will be in the lab cooking up greatness. But I think this is where I want to end off for now, right? So the premise or the point of this video per se is me kind of like trying to create a story off the top of my head while simultaneously showcasing or talking about the environment in Sonic games. I really admire how beautiful and well put together they look, and in theory certain areas would genuinely be livable. By that I mean they may be actually nice to live in or to go out and see, places that you may actually feel comfortable being at. So if you enjoyed the video or want a part 2, be sure to let me know, and I'll be catching y'all later. Though I'm kind of sad because this video was supposed to be out a day or 2 ago. Deuces.